All right, guys. This build is going to be for the Black Widow, the her little Glock 43 replica. It's a quick little build. Doesn't so much need an assembly video as it could be done with diagrams, but I'm trying to get away from the diagrams and make the assembly videos for all of my stuff. It's easier for me to cover some things in it than just give y'all like a list of tools and all that good stuff. So this is a quick, simple, little cheap kit. Very simple to assemble here. Really, the only thing you need is you need some glue, and you need a little Allen wrench for the set screw. Little Allen wrench that'll fit in it. You can get one of those little fold-out Allen sets. It's a 1.5 millimeter metric set screw, or Allen wrench for the set screw. The glue that I use is it's a 2-part CA glue. It's like real thick super glue, and I like the glue activator because it doesn't start setting right away. So you can put your glue where you want to, get your parts where you want it, and then hit it with the activator and it will lock it in place. This is a brand that I've been using for a long time, and I've actually now got the opportunity to carry this on my website. Out of probably the 4 or 5 different brands I've used, this is probably the most consistent. One bottle today is the exact same as a bottle that I used 5 years ago. So the consistency has been quite nice, but you can pick it up on my website as well. Let me go ahead and, this is a new bottle because I'm very bad at, as some of y'all may know, closing these and keeping them cleaned off, especially when I'm shooting videos and stuff. But anyways, this is a real simple one. We have our trigger and we have our trigger spring. We have our little barrel end and our little slide rod end right there. It's just a little beauty piece, if you want to call it that. And we have our rear sight. So what we're going to go ahead and do, we'll go ahead and put together our slide. The barrel piece just goes in here. Nothing too difficult. I make most of these all separate so you can paint the parts separate and then put them together, which to me is a better look. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a little drop down in there, and I don't know if you can see that very well, but there's just a little drop down in there. And now I'm just going to take my barrel and drop it down in there. Drop it down in there. And there we go. It's set and locked in place. And then this little, this represents the end cap. Not the end cap, the dang spring guide rod. My brain is not working too well today. Perfect day to shoot an assembly video. Anyways, there you go. So it'll go in, and that's what it'll look like. We'll just go ahead and put us a little drop of glue right there. And don't mind my shaky hands. Like always, I've drank way too much caffeine. Matter of fact, I have a cup sitting next to me right now because I have too many things to do today. So we're going to get that glued in just like that. And then we have our little rear sight. If you'll notice, one side has a little square indentation. The other side does not. And let me grab something here, better point this out. There's this little indentation going around here. That will go facing backwards. That's for if you wanted to paint like the bright neon green around here, or white. I mean, all the sights they're different, colors and stuff. But it just slides into this little groove right here. What we're going to do is, whatever side you slide it in from, put just the little drop of glue right here on the side that you're going to slide from. Kind of hold it up at an angle and then slide it across it. That way you smear the glue. Then you can just use your fingers and find the center. And then we're going to hit it a little bit. You can use regular thick super glue. The only reason I don't like using super glue is it starts setting the second you put the glue on there, and it doesn't give you any time for those oh shit moments. So, you know, like if you put something in and you don't get it right where you want it and you're like, oh, let me move it a little bit, it doesn't really give you time for that because it starts trying to set up right away. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our hammer, and if you notice there's a hole in the back here, that's where the spring sets, and then you flip this over and that's where the spring sets there. All I'm going to do is go ahead and grab the spring because it was running away from me. We're going to take the trigger and we are going to drop it down in there. What we're going to do is get our Allen wrench, and you can actually start this in here before you ever put the trigger in, but the screws will cut threads. That's what the size of the holes are designed for that I make. So what I do is I look this way and make sure it's 90 degrees, do a little twist, and then I'll look at another angle and make sure it's 90 degrees. Just make sure it starts going in there straight. And what I'm going to have to do is I have to hold my tongue just right and the trigger and try to hit the hole when I go through. If you start screwing this in and it stops abruptly, don't keep screwing because you've missed the hole. It's like running into the side of the trigger, and if you keep screwing, all you're going to do is dent the side of the trigger or possibly strip out the screw hole there. But I went ahead and made it that time, so we're going to go ahead and screw it in, and it gets recessed in there a little bit. Not super far because it can come out either side, but that's what it looks like when we're done with that. And then this is going to sit down in that pocket. Then we're going to put glue along here, and we're going to put the spring in the pocket there, and then we're going to push this down and hold it until our glue sets. And when it sets, we'll have a spring-loaded trigger there. So I'm going to go ahead and pop this back apart, take my spring out for just a second. Now what I'm going to do is I will run glue down the edge of this raised part here. That way when I put the slide on, it'll smear some glue down to this surface and over to this surface, so it gets a nice good seat. Just try not to get the glue where the spring is at. And we're just going to run it right down there. Then I'm going to take my spring and put it not back in there. And I'm going to take this and I'm going to push this on there. And that's the good thing about this glue like this is now I can spray this and I'll just hold it for a minute or two and hope I got enough glue on there. Let that set up. And while I'm holding this, and this is your orange tip that you need to put in here by law. Well, depend on the country you live in, but in the US and most other countries, if you're going to have a replica, and especially Comic-Cons, make sure, you know, it's your responsibility to add your orange tip after you're done painting and assembling. I'm not going to do that yet because I am going to paint this one, even though I normally like to paint stuff separate. Unfortunately, this one doesn't like unscrew and separate, so yeah, there it is, and we'll set that back in there for y'all. And like I said, quick, simple little kit, nothing difficult to it at all. If you have any questions, just ask me in the comments or go to the website and shoot me an email from there. But have a good day.